Have you ever pulled a whole bunch of stuff out of cupboards, drawers, closets because you're ready to declutter, and then something happens? You get really busy for a few days and you don't even touch it, and you have this huge mess. After that, you can really lose steam and be very unmotivated to go back in there and tackle it. Today, we're going to talk about Dana K. White and her 2 decluttering questions. She's the author of Decluttering at the Speed of Life, and it is a book I thoroughly enjoyed. Today, I'm going to tackle my desk, and I'm going to show you a couple of options to keep you motivated. Here's this little nook that I love. We added a peg rack over a window, which isn't exactly traditional, but we needed the hanging space. And my goal is to redo all the molding and eventually add a peg rack on the top for hats. But this corner, because of the windows, it would be very hard to see what I'm doing today. So I'm going to move this desk over here behind the couch. Welcome to the peaceful home. Are you ready to see inside? I'd like to say it doesn't normally look like this, but it does, which is why I love being able to close it up. But ideally, I should be able to have it open and not be horrified by what's inside. If this is your first video with the peaceful home, you may not know that this is part of a playlist for a decluttering challenge, and I will list all the videos below. You can start back from the beginning, day 1, and follow along to declutter your own home. One of the things I love about Dana's method is that you can start small. You can work for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 3 hours, and it is completely a no mess method. So for those of you that feel overwhelmed by the clutter that is created when you're decluttering, this is the method for you. I'm going to pull out each item and ask her first question. If I were to go look for this item, where would I go first? Well, here's a pest control. We have a quarterly subscription that we spray ourselves, and it comes in the mail, and it usually ends up sitting here for a while. But if I were to go look for it, it would be in the garage. That's where that needs to go. The reason this is a no mess system is that I am going to go take this to the garage right now. Now that might seem really inefficient. How many trips might I take to the garage? But the thing is, if I get interrupted right now, I can close this up and be done, and I have no clutter, versus a box of stuff that needs to go somewhere else in the house that's going to sit there for who knows how long. Dana's second question is, if I needed this item, would it occur to me that I already have one? I see this all the time as a professional organizer, finding multiples of things because people didn't even know that they had whatever it is. And if they did think they had it, they wouldn't know where to find it. So let me see if there's anything that might work with that question. Okay, this is Doc Martens shoe paste. I did not know it was in here. And if I were to look for this item, I would look upstairs in my bathroom where the shoe polish is kept. So that's where that needs to go. I've kind of simplified this to, did I know this was here? And if I didn't, it could disappear and I would never know. It would never affect my life. So why am I holding on to all this clutter? Now, I didn't know this was here, but I believe my husband uses it, so I'm going to take it upstairs. Again, with Dana's method, I would take it up right now and come right back. And then someone comes to my door, I can just close this up and walk away. I have no mess. For the sake of today's video, I'm going to set things aside so that I can film a little faster. The questions I'm going to ask today, did I know this was here, and where should it be? Because clutter also lets us know what kind of organizing systems or habits we need to put in place to maintain things. I didn't necessarily know this was here, but I need a landing spot for bags that need to go out to the car. This is really mail. It is a sample of paints. I've never heard of this company before, Little Green. If anyone's used this paint, could you comment below? It looks absolutely stunning. I received a free sample pack in the mail of all of their colors. And I've heard some great things about this, but for right now, I'm actually going to put this with my paint supplies in the laundry room. Gloves, I do keep gloves here for the winter time when I need to go outside, and I keep them in a drawer. I'm not really sure what's in the drawer now, but I'll keep these right here. This is our charging station for phones and tablets, so this has to be here. It also charges our flashlights, massage gun, a remote control car, and a couple of other things. Another reason I want to clear out this space is so that we have a room to charge without piling up all this stuff. I also want this space to be beautiful and not such an eyesore. A recipe that needs to go in the kitchen. Somebody's phone. Instruction manual for our above ground pool. Would I have known it was here? No, because it shouldn't be here. It needs to go with the other manuals and warranties. Here's a receipt for an auto repair. There is a video in this series on dealing with paperwork, as well as a link to my in-depth 2-part series on organizing all of the paper in your entire home. Those links will be in the description box. But one of the things we decided on is that auto receipts are kept in the car that's being serviced. That has really simplified my life. A grocery receipt that should have been thrown away right away. Trash. A receipt for having our air conditioner serviced. I don't need that. I love this little bookend. So much so that after it broke, I've allowed it to sit here for 3 years. If I haven't fixed it in 3 years, I think it needs to go. This is a chirp wheel. They come in 3 sizes, and this is the smallest one for your neck, but you roll on your back to stretch your back out. They're amazing. These are parts to an outdoor lighting system that my husband is currently working on. In the past, I've had a tray up here, and that would basically be an outbox. Things that need to be mailed or returned or taken to the garage. Because our garage is detached, it just feels like it's a few extra steps to get there. And so it's easy to procrastinate putting things away. But having one spot for those things is really helpful. I don't know when I got rid of that tray, but it's been a little chaotic and I need to bring it back. I've got tissue here that I keep in my purse, and this is kind of the refill spot, so I did know these were here. Oh, there's more back here. There's also tape. I did not know that was there, and if I were looking for it, I would look in the drawer in the kitchen. A little pouch, Vera Bradley. This was my grandma's. She loved Vera Bradley. Any Vera Bradley fans out there? Okay, those are all clear. Here's a remote, and I don't even know what this goes to. Okay, in this drawer, I've got a gift card. I've got some paper clips and some electronic stuff, some camera parts, one of my microphones. Okay, under here with crumbs and dust is a air fryer toaster oven that we no longer have, so that could be trashed. This is more electronics, and this is actually the place we decided extra cables, extra cords, all things electronic. Half of them I'm not sure what they are. I'm in the process of trying to label every cord in our home because it can be so difficult to keep track of them and know what's what. A Lego, microphone, that needs to go in here. These meds don't belong in here, they can go upstairs. Oh my goodness, I have been looking for these. There we go. This is my spare pair, but I haven't been able to find them recently. These are checkbooks. I did know they are here. I purposefully keep them here because although most of our paperwork and financial stuff is upstairs, if we're gonna write a check like the one I just wrote for the AC repairman, I don't have to go all the way upstairs. I can do it right here. Or if I'm grabbing it to take out, it's really handy. I don't have a spot for pens here. I think I need that. nail file can be put away. I'm going to take a quick minute to dust everything and wipe out all the compartments. I'm going to go against my own advice for this decluttering challenge, but I'll explain why. I've been telling you that decluttering is very different than organizing, and it is certainly different than decorating. But often we think decluttering means we're buying new containers, we're figuring out exactly where everything should go to make it neat and tidy, and that is important. But if you are doing a big decluttering job, it's a huge distraction. This is a small job. So I'm giving myself permission for both of those things, to organize and to decorate. Now those can be huge motivating factors. You can set your goal to declutter, and then your reward is that you get to tidy up and organize and then decorate. Now I'm not thrifting at all this month. I am not doing any shopping. And so I'm going to shop my home and find a few things that I can have in this desk that will be pretty to look at and I feel will motivate me to keep this area tidy. What I would like to do is start keeping the door open at all times. Okay, so far so good. All the electronic stuff fit in one drawer, all of my tissue fit in here, as well as my glasses, so now I will know exactly where they are. I've got my lotion here, my checkbooks here. Now, I don't like visual clutter. If this doesn't bother you, don't worry about it, but I tend to be very detail oriented and this green cord has always bugged me. So I would rather have it be white like the other ones, so I'm probably gonna swap it out. But you can see that these are already labeled. I highly recommend that. All right, time to check the drawers. Okay, this is kind of what I expected. I've got work gloves in here because if I'm gonna go out, I wanna be able to grab them quickly. They will go with my keep my hands warm gloves. Another pair of gloves that usually are in my car for the winter, and once it's cold enough, I'll move them into there. A beanie, another pair of gloves. I don't know that I need 4 pairs of winter gloves. I am definitely getting rid of one, and that will be these. These I keep in my car, and that leaves me 2 pair here. A pair of socks in the back, and another pair of work gloves. These are new, and these are worn. I think I'll try keeping both in here. This is a iPhone attachment for a camera, and I don't need it, so I will donate that. And the beanie can go back in. This is my husband's side, and he's got a few things in here. He usually keeps work gloves as well. There's a wrist brace, his back brace, a little pouch that goes on a belt. I don't know what it's for, but this is his drawer, so I'll let him go through it. The only thing I know doesn't belong is the bungee cord. That goes to the garage. This is a waterproof case for a camera if we need it for the river. Next drawer. Okay, this says phones for landline. We don't have a landline anymore. I can donate the phones. This is where I want to keep my warranties and instruction manuals. There's 2 things in here. I'm gonna grab the rest from upstairs, and this is where it's all going to belong. Okay, 3 more waterproof cases. This one floats, so I definitely want that one. I think we can probably keep this one with the lanyard, and I'll donate this one. This is for my camera. It needs to go upstairs. Rechargeable battery that's probably for the remote control car. I will ask my husband about it, but meanwhile, I know where it should go. One more thing of Kleenex. I don't think I need to buy any for a while. Actually, now this is so full, my glasses aren't going to fit in there. So I think I will leave them sitting on the shelf. Now that I've decluttered so much, I don't think I'm gonna have to worry about them getting pushed back. Here's one more antique key. I have a whole set of them from my grandfather, some of them from great and great grandparents as early as the 1800s. So I'm going to add this to the collection, and I was thinking I would love to hang them up somewhere in this desk. So here's this whole set. It's really awesome. I just love old things. Do you like old things? If you're a regular viewer of my channel, you probably do. but maybe you're just here for decluttering. I'm going to add this on here and find a spot. So now I have done my chores. I did the decluttering. I dusted. My next goals are to have some kind of tray up here as a landing spot for the things that need to go out. And I'm going to decorate. I want to walk up to this desk and just see beauty, which I'm so glad I got rid of the clutter, and now I feel like it's going to be amazing. Do you remember me saying that I shopped my home? I just took this tray, walked around to the different rooms, and looked for little things because nothing big is going to fit in here. I know that practically I want to have pens, paper clips, and some envelopes here. One trick on a hook that is this small is that I can cut off part of the pull tab. It's so tiny that I don't think this much is needed. Love this little cigar box. It was from a recent thrift haul. It is important to remember that this needs to be a functional space, and if I put too much clutter, even if it's beautiful, it's going to inhibit the way I use this. I almost never get into this drawer, so it's not really a problem to put the clock here. But if it's something you get into a lot, don't block it, even with beautiful things, because then all you're doing is moving stuff. I love seeing the keys hung up, but they felt a little bare, and I didn't love seeing the hook, even though it's clear. So I thought I would just tie a little bit of ribbon at the top. So I grabbed my stash, and this is what I had in mind, was maybe this brown satin. Let's see, everything else is pretty thick, too thick or too thin. There is some nice lace here. Maybe I'll try both and see which one I like. This is coming off, and probably this, because I need to be able to get a tray up here and I need blank space. This is what happens when, mail comes in or I have something to be returned and then it just gets piled up or put somewhere where it doesn't belong. I need a clear holding spot. This tray is not ideal. It's a little too wide. The top of this is maybe 8 inches. Well, I am very happy with my reward. I've thought about doing this for such a long time. A little pick-me-up in the middle of this decluttering challenge, find a very small area that you can redecorate. It might give you just enough of a push to keep going. I would love it if you would consider subscribing to my channel and hitting that thumbs up if you enjoyed today's video. Subscribing is completely free. All it is a vote for content you enjoy. Keep going. Don't give up on this challenge. I'm so glad you joined me today on The Peaceful Home. Have a great day.